And just like magic, NJ has a new shirt.
Shawn Michaels. What's up?
Sorry, I thought it was a Rey Mysterio shirt. Anyway, welcome back to Q&A number 180 with us, the British Fist.
Do I have to? Ka-ching.
Yes, you fucking well do have to, because we are the British Fist. I'm Mr. Parkin, and this is NJ.
What's up?
Working his magic yet again. And if you want to ask us any questions, you see that comment section below there, NJ? You see that thing down there?
Yeah, I'm just going to type a question.
It's called it. You see, like, there's not many comments in there right now, but there should be, because that's where you should put your damn questions. Let's move on to the first question. It's Jersey 12361. Would the Undertaker get over in today's WWE? So if Undertaker okay, so I imagine you mean if Undertaker sort of like debuted, and in his first years, with the gimmick they had, I don't know, because back in the day when he first started, it was very hokey, it was very like gimmicky, and I'm not sure people nowadays would really appreciate the gimmickiness of it. You know, over time, you know, he's had some really good matches, and people have really respected him because of that. And but when he first began, we didn't really have any of those like 4-star, 5-star matches really to his name.
My problem with this is I think the character would have worked because of like the Bray Wyatt, he's still got the creepy stuff, and that's working out fine. I think him as a top name, he's not really got the challenges to make the big blockbuster matches that he had to build up his WrestleManias. He's not got them. So if he debuted, his character would be over, but I don't think he would have become massive because he wouldn't have had the right opponents.
UH Type 1. Should WWE repackage Roman Reigns when he returns? I don't think they should repackage him. I just think they should not book him as strongly as they should. I mean, I understand that WWE thinks that booking a babyface strongly would help get them over and help make them into a bigger draw or whatever. But let's try and tone it down a little bit and make him look a little bit more vulnerable so people don't start booing him. The reason why people cheered Daniel Bryan is because he had so many fucking roadblocks to the point where the fans felt like they had to cheer so loudly for him. And what happened? He got in the WrestleMania main event.
That's the thing, because with Roman Reigns, I liked him in the Shield because he was like the one to be pushed and working out with the other two. Then when he became a single wrestler, he got the wrong booking. When he faced Orton, he got the hell kicked out of him by Orton. So I think if they continue looking like there are some opponents where he's actually got to fight, possibly lose a few, fine. But repackaging, they changed some things about him compared to the other two. I think he's fine.
Apparently, Roman Reigns is taking acting lessons while he's away injured, and I think one of the big weaknesses he has, I believe, was his mic work, and he was kind of like, he was this cool guy, but he was quite bland in a way. So I think these, hopefully, 3 months of acting lessons will help him out a lot and maybe help him on the mic.
Well, I think his acting was a teeny bit okay because somehow he slipped some tablet into the Authority's drink and made Stephanie sick, and no one knew it was him. His acting, brilliant.
Apart from the camera.
Yes,
apart from 4 million viewers, as well as the ones that viewed afterwards on DVR. It kind of reminded me of when fucking what's her name was on there, the old woman that was on there, and she was trying to spike, and she ended up spiking fucking Road Dogg and Billy Gunn's drink. Jack Johnson version 2. From 1 to 4, with 1 being the best. Who is the best wrestler out of the OVW4? The OVW4, of course, being John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, and Brock Lesnar. So from 1 to 4, best wrestler to worst.
Best, I think Brock's more powerhouse than a good wrestler.
I think Brock Lesnar can be a powerhouse, but he's also got an amateur wrestling background. So I think he can do a little bit more, and plus he has, as we've seen in his wrestling matches now, and with his MMA style in there as well, he can really give a spectacle match, which I don't think any of the other 3 could do.
I think Orton was, some say he's stiff in the ring, but he was still a good, quick mover in the ring when he needed to be.
I'd personally put either Batista or Cena there, simply because Batista is a very good heel character, and like I said, he's better on the mic. I think he's very good at getting heat, personally. And John Cena, I would put in a joint second, because I think, you know, while people may bash the shit out of him, he can have some good matches with the right people, and when put in with the right story with the right person, he can tell a decent story in the ring. Plus, he is the top babyface of WWE. I mean, I'll put Randy Orton last, because while he is a good wrestler, he just lacks in so many other areas, which is why he's not like a top guy in the company.
Orton's not got the chance you can't wrestle.
Unless he's in a match with John Cena, in which people say we don't care.
Well,
but there you go.
it's a bit backhand.
Trauma Dog. A few questions regarding the network. I know it's all up in the air in the moment. I just want to know your thoughts. How badly do you think WWE have handled the UK launch of the network and the worldwide launch overall? Well, the UK launch of the network, it was supposed to be launching, like last week? And then apparently they run into problems with Sky or something. I don't really know. And yeah, it has been handled quite poorly because a lot of people were expecting it on that date. You advertised it on that date. And then on the last minute, you've had to, put out an apology video with Vince McMahon saying, apologies for you in the UK, where your viewership is valuable to us, blah, blah, blah. And whereabouts in the world is this network going? I mean, it's gone to Canada. Where else has it gone? I mean, and how is this going to, I mean, I understand you need to make it worldwide, but have they really... They definitely haven't handled the UK launch very well, in my opinion.
My problem with this is there was a small debate on who's to blame, Sky or the WWE. In the end, it became, let's blame Sky. But at the same time, I still blame the WWE. If they should have found out if Sky was going to have a problem with this in the preempt, WWE should be bang on ready. So blame Sky, not their fault. WWE should have checked it up first, then got a release date. Second, with me not think of buying the network, it's not really affecting me, but I understand the people who probably could use it, then yes, it's going to be a real knock in the teeth.
Do you think we'll get a proper Netflix-style service like the US or a heavily watered-down service like Canada? I don't really know because I haven't been on the WWE Network, so I don't really know what it's all about, if I'm honest, and quite frankly, I don't really care. I'd hope... I mean, the Netflix-style service would obviously be a lot better, but who fucking knows at this point?
I think they should keep it like Netflix, because Netflix I have used, and it's very nicely laid out. If they're going to overbuild it to try and cram in as much as they can, I don't think it's going to be as efficient as they want it to be.
Will they try and force us to buy the pay-per-view separately from Sky Box Office rather than getting them included in the subscription fee? I think if there is problems with Sky, this is where they will fall, because the pay-per-views obviously air for free on the network, whereas the Sky Box Office are charging, about £15 to £20 for them in the UK, which is around about $30 to $40. So, I mean, if there's anywhere that it's going to go wrong, it'll be there, because obviously you're going to get however much it's going to be a month, but Sky Box Office are going to miss out on, about $30 to $20 or £10 worth of actual pay-per-view fees that people would generally pay.
And as much as that is true, the Sky Box Office will lack. I think with the amount of people that might be against getting the network, maybe because they've heard it plugged so many times, maybe they feel they don't need it because they can stream it, maybe they're okay with the Sky Box Office thing. So I think it's going to be split, but yes, the WWE are taking advantage.
Do you think it was a good idea for WWE to sign a new 5-year contract with Sky right before launching the network in the US?
Oh, I didn't hear about
this. I didn't hear about this 5-year contract, and maybe I'm just not keeping up to date with it, but I'm not sure why a 5-year contract with Sky would really affect the launch of the network in the US.
No.
I'm not sure. I can't really answer that question, I'm afraid. Sorry, my dog. Jallo Palo. What are your top 5 tag teams of the PG era? Here we go. Wyatt family. Always love the Wyatt family. The Ascension. Always love the Ascension.
If they weren't champions, Usos. I enjoyed their in-ring style. I'm sorry. I enjoyed their quick move in the ring.
But how boring were they when they come tag team champions?
Went awful then.
It went downhill so quickly, didn't it? What other tag teams were there that were very entertaining?
Mizdow
and Mizdow are. I mean, I've seen a little bit of Mizdow. Yes, that is quite entertaining. I'm trying to think of other PG era tag teams. I mean, Goldust and Stardust are all right. The Shield, obviously. Got to include them in there.
I think it's better than PG era. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, DX.
Yeah, PG DX. Yeah, that's really about it. If you have any other tag teams you want to suggest.
Star Brothers.
RFV089. Mr. Parkin, what tips would you give me to get a first in my degree? Oh, this is interesting. I quite like giving my insight into university. Use the first year as a feeling out point as to where how well you can feel you can do in the subject. With me, I did business. I didn't really do any business before that, so I really had to buckle down in the first year to get the basics ready. And then once you get the basics done, You can get second and third year done pretty well. Also, I would advise. That's right, lick your quivel, NJ. We're not going to fucking Hogwarts. I would advise you get at least 2 good friends. Be friends with people that are good at university, because that's what happened with me. And I had 2 good friends on my courses who I could talk to about the work with, and that really did help. And second of all, or third of all, I should say, work hard. No, because one of the things that I think a lot of people don't do at uni is they just don't put the effort in, and I think that's what makes them get bad grades. So I think the effort, especially with reading and with essays and getting them done, maybe a week or 2 before the due-in date, rather than doing them last minute, I think that would help a lot as well, as that's pretty much the basis of what your grade is going to be all about.
And my pen didn't work on my hands.
You mean your quiver?
Cool.
For your potions class, Mr. Potter. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thoughts on the WWE Network? I know you guys getting it when it is released in the UK. Why would I buy the WWE Network when I can watch... The only thing I'd watch on their NXT for free on the net. What sense would it make for me to buy the WWE? I know people will say, oh, it's only $6.49 a month. But why would I pay $6.49 a month when I'm not going to watch anything on there? I have a massive DVD collection which I never watched. Well, I'm not going to watch anything on there, so what's the point?
The only reason I get is, like I said, there's some pay-per-views that look better on quality network. But other than that, to be honest, I wouldn't be getting it.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought you would have got it, but I can see why you wouldn't want to. It just kind of surprised me at first when you said you weren't going to. I thought you'd be kind of hyped for this.
There's no hype about it. To be honest, I'm okay with the app.
Yeah, that's so 2012, MJ. Come on. If wrestling is going to become popular again, does it need a serious shake-up? Oh, fucking yes. Big time it needs a shake-up.
Many fans would say, bring back the Attitude Era. No.
But that wouldn't fucking work, really, would it? So, no, it does need a real serious shake-up. Mainly in the presentation. I mean, the presentation has gotten so stale lately.
What we need is another Linda McMahon Senate campaign. That's what we need. They brought it up so well.
No, we want to make wrestling popular again, not decline it quicker.
No, it does work.
Yes, because I'm sure a lot of people that like politics will tune into WWE. Cashmaster21. Why is Daniel Bryan an unbelievable opponent to face and defeat Brock Lesnar compared to Roman Reigns, when Daniel Bryan has a more rounded moveset? I mean, the problem now is you've had the top guy in the company, John Cena, get decimated by Brock Lesnar. So it's to the point now where people are like, well, can anyone beat Brock Lesnar? And you want to build this guy up as a monster, but Daniel Bryan is a lot smaller than Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns has more of the size where you look at him and you think, yes, he could take down a Brock Lesnar. That's really the main thing about that. Yes, Daniel Bryan has a more rounded moveset, but does a rounded moveset, get you a victory over a guy who's also got a very rounded moveset and an amateur wrestling background?
You see the fact that Daniel Bryan has defeated some biggish names in that recent push he had, but I still don't think his in-ring style matches up to taking down someone as dominant as Brock Lesnar, who has beat someone who always kicks out at 2.
Pretty much. Aaron Crace with more questions. Do you think that the WWE Network should be on TV? Does it really matter?
I think the internet's growing. I think you could have it on both.
Yeah, you could have it on both.
The internet is obviously where most people are tuned to.
But again, on the internet, you can just live stream it for free anyway. So, do you think that SmackDown should go live?
I miss those shows.
I do miss the live shows, but part of me thinks, what's the point? Why spend more money on a live show when there's not really too much point to SmackDown?
I'm actually going to say yes. I think, yes, there's no point to it. But I still think it will minus the spoilers. It will make people have to tune in. So when they hype something up on Raw, you don't get to know about it days in advance. So I'd say give it a go.
Would you tune into SmackDown if you didn't know the spoilers?
Sadly not, but I still think it would help in some small way.
I think that answers your question. Would you like to see WWE bring back ECW or WCW? No, no, I mean, it's all in the past now. Can we please move on? Here are 4 wrestling companies. Impact Wrestling, Global Force Wrestling, well, Impact Wrestling, not for not much longer. Ring of Honor and WWE. Which one should sign CM Punk? I mean, WWE would be the only one with the money to sign CM Punk. Impact
Punk's-
Wrestling, Global Force, and Ring of Honor would not have the money to sign CM Punk at all.
In a interview, CM Punk said he doesn't need the money. He's got enough to fall back on. So I'd say go back to your hometown, the home wrestling company.
What, Ring of Honor?
Yep.
Yeah, why not? It might bring some spark back to the company. Would you like to see WWE bring back Celebrations GM? What?
Maybe the special GM.
Oh, no. We already have enough with the fucking played out heel authority figure. Let's just get rid of GMs.
Let's bring back the anonymous general manager, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. We're going to start an anonymous... Fuck off. Would you like to see Brooke Hogan come to... No.
Her and Hogan?
No. Do you think CM Punk and Batista will return at the Royal Rumble? CM Punk
Batista again.
But the thing is, I think now Batista has had so much success with with the movie he was in, Guardians of the Galaxies, that I don't really think there's much point in him coming back, because I think he's got some big movie roles lined up actually. So what's the point in him coming back and essentially coming back and putting his body on the line for however many days a year, and doing the whole wrestling roundup, which we know is a massive thing. Just stick to movies.
When it comes to Batista, I think if he's still got a contract left, he should possibly come back for Mania or the build-up to Mania, then finish. But as for... who's the other one?
CM Punk and Batista.
CM Punk, I think we have to accept now, I can't believe there's still questions about this, to be totally honest, Dan. I think CM Punk has done... yes, there's rumours saying he's slightly coming happier with the WWE again, but I don't think CM Punk's going to come back.
Do you think that Spike TV should sign Global Force Wrestling? No, because they're a very unproven company, and Spike TV don't know what they're going to get with Global Force Wrestling. At least TNA has a consistent viewership of over 1 million, even though lately it's only getting 800,000.
I'm sure Jeff Jarrett has contact, so he'll be sorted eventually.
Yes, indeed, and we'll have more guitar shops that draw no fucking dimes. Do you think that Randy Orton should turn babyface? Oh, God, no.
He's even said that he's annoyed
yes.
the WWE want this to happen to him again.
So much better as a heel.
He is.
I don't understand why they want to make him
so he attacked Seth Rollins to feud against Seth Rollins as a face, and then obviously after he's played Seth Rollins, what do we do now?
Why can't Seth Rollins be a babyface? I've always thought Seth Rollins was a much better babyface because he's got the high-flying moves, and he reminds me a bit of Jeff fucking Hardy, who was only the second top babyface at the fucking point in time. Who should Stone Cold Steve Austin face at WrestleMania 31? He's not going to wrestle at WrestleMania. I mean, I highly
There's one
doubt.
person.
Alright, who?
There's no CM Punk, so it's going to be the next big guy, because obviously he's going to face the next big guy, John Cena.
But he's not going to wrestle anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Liberty Bell. Who would your choices be to be inducted into the next Hall of Fame class at WrestleMania 31? So we have Owen Hart, we have British Bulldog, Macho Man and Elizabeth. I guess you could put them in together.
The Rock!
The Rock, Undertaker, if he is indeed retired now.
Kane
That's
would have
5.
to at the same time, but he's not going to be going.
He's not going to be going into the Hall of Fame. So that's 5 or 6 right there.
Paul Heyman eventually.
And Paul Heyman eventually, I imagine, yes. Jersey 12361. What was your favourite moment from the Attitude Era? Oh boy. What was? I imagine it would involve Triple H.
Nope.
Oh.
Well, yes and no. First was the Booker T and Austin supermarket fight.
Oh, that was epic. I remember that.
Loved that. It was very different. And yes, it was when the DX Express blown up and the feud with Austin and that,
yes.
yeah.
I think my favourite moment of the Attitude Era was actually Survivor Series 2000, when I believe Triple H and Austin faced off in a non-sanctioned street fight, and you had Austin get Triple H up in the car and lifted him up like 24, I don't know how much, but then he dropped him. That was always a great moment, because how can you fucking forget that? I mean, obviously it was staged and it was a stunt, but how the fuck could you forget that?
Another one, talk about Triple H, is I think when he, even though I still agree he should probably stay with DX a bit longer, the promo he did with Jim Ross when he broke out and you heard him in his words, that I think that promo obviously helped to launch him, so I thought that was special. But non-Triple H moments, let's go with
2 words: WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, that's precisely it.
That was the end, essentially, of the Attitude Era, so that was the last Attitude Era memory, really.
Kane, Shane.
Cactus Jack versus Triple H in a street fight. Cactus Jack versus Triple H in a fucking Hell in a Cell. I mean, that was a great feud. Hey, we could go on for days, but we're approaching the 20-minute mark. Mr. P. That's a cool name. I like that. When are you going to do a podcast? Well, I'm afraid the podcast was an idea I had, and I just never really followed through with it. So I'm sorry. I probably won't be doing a podcast, but I will be doing some Lucha Underground reviews for all you Lucha people, Mexican Latinos that like that show. So you can tune into that. I believe it will be done every Friday. So instead of a podcast, you're getting a review of a show that probably only gets about 18,000 viewers a week on the El Rey Network. And that is the end of this Q&A. Unless you have a podcast you want to plug or something. I don't think you do you?
No.
Fair enough. That's been it from the British Fist.
Gotcha.
Mr. Parkin and NJ, of course. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below.
And thank you very much for watching, people. This has been another video from Shawn Michaels and Todd Grisham. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.